high-stakes day in our capital. President Trump escaping the heat, heading to Wisconsin with Ivanka for a business roundtable on job training. It's part of what the White House calls Workforce Development Week. More cameras focused on Attorney General Jeff Sessions. He's going to be appearing before the Senate Intelligence Committee to testify about the Russia investigation. ABC will air that as a special report this afternoon. And this morning, major questions about the man leading the investigation. Is the president considering firing special counsel Robert Mueller? Our senior White House correspondent Cecilia Vega has the latest on all that. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, George, good morning to you. There are two different versions of this story here this morning. A close friend of President Trump says that he is considering firing Robert Mueller, but the White House says this friend did not meet with the president and that he does not speak for him. This morning, a bombshell from a longtime friend of President Trump's. Chris Ruddy, Newsmax CEO and an ABC News contributor, says the president is considering firing special counsel Robert Mueller, the man leading the investigation into possible ties between Russia and the Trump campaign.
I think he's considering perhaps terminating the special counsel. I think he's weighing that option. I mean, Robert Mueller, there's some real conflicts.
But the White House is pushing back. A senior White House aide tells ABC News there are no private conversations happening about firing Mueller. A spokeswoman says Ruddy speaks for himself. But today, all eyes on what is expected to be yet another explosive hearing on Capitol Hill. The Attorney General will publicly testify before the Senate Intelligence Committee, facing tough questions about his dealings with the Russians during encounters like this. The Russian ambassador at Trump's first major foreign policy address at a D.C. hotel last April, Jeff Sessions there too. Sessions recused himself from the Russia investigation. During his testimony last week, former FBI Director James Comey hinted there's more to it.
We also were aware of facts that I can't discuss in an open setting that would make his continued engagement in a Russia-related investigation problematic.
Sessions was right there in the White House Monday for the president's first full cabinet meeting.
You set the exact right message, and it's being responded. The response is fabulous around the country.
The cameras allowed in too. Those cabinet members taking turns to one by one lavish praise on their boss.
Mr. President, we thank you for the opportunity and the blessing that you've given us to serve your agenda.
Greatest privilege of my life is to serve as vice president to a president who's keeping his word to the American people.
The president gave himself high marks too.
I will say that never has there been a president, with few exceptions, in the case of FDR, he had a major depression to handle, who's passed more legislation, who's done more things than what we've done.
We've never seen a cabinet meeting quite like that one, but a major question this morning. Will Sessions limit his testimony by invoking executive privilege? Sean Spicer told us it depends on the scope of the questions. The president, he is tweeting this morning on his favorite topic. Take a look, saying the fake news media has never been so wrong or so dirty. Purposely incorrect stories and phony sources to meet their agenda of hate. Sad. George, no indication on exactly which stories he is fired up about.
Yeah, it seems like that was probably at the story about the special counsel. And actually, Chris Ruddy is pushing back as well. He just sent me a text a few minutes ago where he says that Sean Spicer didn't deny my claim that the president is considering firing Mueller. And then he goes on to say, memo to Sean, focus your efforts on exposing the flim-flam Russian allegations against POTUS and highlighting his remarkable achievements. Don't waste time trying to undermine one of your few allies.